Kelly, you will go down as one of the most memorable students I've ever had. You've been an absolute joy to watch grow. You and I have had so many unique experiences together, and I'll never forget the compassion you showed me after the loss of my wrestler at, and then the name of the high school he coaches at, or after the loss of Matt. That's the kind of person I'll remember you as. Kind, caring, compassionate. I will miss you greatly, and I wish you the best. Con mucho cariño. Cariño? Senior Scalisi, I am sorry for butchering that. After 4 years with you. Anyways, here I have the autograph section of my high school yearbook over 5 years ago. And the reason why I found it to be worth reading that and a video about me is because those teachers that I have had growing up from K through 12th grade are the sole reason why I am doing what I am doing today, which is pursuing a career in urban education. My name is Kelly Penson. I am 23 years old. I'm about to graduate from Wayne State University, specifically the College of Education. And in this video, I would like to reflect on my past year as a student teacher in an urban education setting, as well as the experiences and lessons I would like to take with me as a future educator in my own future classroom. Thank you for watching, and let's begin. You might notice the sudden change of setting, and I would like to attribute that to me learning as a teacher different ways to capture students' attention by shaking things up. But in reality, my dad and little brother just got home, and I therefore needed to be flexible and willing to adapt by moving into a different room. So with that said, now I will continue. When asked if they like the career and if they have any regrets, I've heard so many teachers express their answers along the lines of, it can be so incredibly difficult and challenging, but also so very worth it. I have seen student teaching this last year and working with my kids every day and experienced firsthand just how incredibly true this statement is. While it can be stressful, I am so lucky to have students that are filled with so much light and that every day show me how rewarding this career can be. There have been times where I have conversations with my mentor teacher or other teachers I work with at this building where I express that I am worried that I might not be good enough and that I might not be ready or I don't know what I'm doing. I love them for this. They seem to tell me, Kelly, neither do I. I've been doing this forever, and every day I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. They mean this in the best way possible, in that every day teachers have new challenges and new things thrown at us. This is where I have learned what I learned, and that is that as an educator, you need to be reflective, innovative, and willing to adapt. Being reflective, ultimately, to me, means every day thinking about how it went, what works and what doesn't, what could change, and what you can do better and we can bring to the table in order to be better for your kids. What works one day, I have found, might not work the next. And what didn't work one day might work the next. It really depends, and that all comes down to the relationship you have with your students because you know them the best. What worked with my students my first semester doesn't work with the students I have this semester, and I have tried. This is how I learned this lesson. The classroom management styles could just be so very different because of the needs and the personalities that I have, or that they have. And ultimately, it is that relationship, and it goes two ways. The respect you show them and the respect they show you, they both work together. And I know it might be redundant, and I've already just said this a few times, but what I have found is it all comes down to the relationship that you have with your kids. Without that, it's going to be so much harder. That goes with everything. That goes with them being receptive to your teaching. That goes with your ability to get through to them, your ability to know what they're thinking and how they're feeling, if they're ready and like primed to even begin putting in the work. And also just how it goes with classroom manageability and how smooth they get along with each other. You get to know your kids, and that makes everything so much more efficient.
And also, it just makes your job so much more enjoyable. As an educator, I do, of course, care about teaching my students the content like the core subjects of math, science, English. But more beyond that, the thing that is really driving me in my career and in my passion is how much I want to help them know that they have at least one person in their corner. I want to help them know that someone believes in them, especially if they don't believe in themselves. I want to be that person for them. But also, I want to help them grow as human beings. I want to help them learn what it means to be a good person, a good friend, to help them know how important kindness is and spreading positivity, showing gratitude and thankfulness to each other. These are all things that are important to me, and I feel like once you get that down, all the core content subjects come with it. Let me get to that in a second. One concept I learned and that I now know I needed to integrate every day into my teaching is the idea of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That is, on the bottom is basic needs, on top of that is safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization on the top. The reason why this is relevant, especially in urban education settings, is because, it took me a while to realize this semester, students, if they don't have those bottom needs met, it is going to be so incredibly hard for them to learn, but even harder for them to be in the right mindset to even be receptive to learning. I learned about this concept in one of my classes, but the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I have a few students in mind that firsthand really demonstrate this to me. Without getting too in-depth about those specific individuals, I want to connect this to the idea of equity in education and the concept of teaching children as a whole. That is understanding that education of the whole child is more than the core subjects in teaching math, science, history, but it is also understanding that the student's education and their life outcomes are dependent on their access to safe and welcoming learning environments in and out of school, not just at school, but outside. This is important to me because I know outside of school, students have different home lives. That is a fact. But I want to make my classroom be at least one of their safe spaces, and to where they know that in my room and with me, they are safe to learn. As a future educator, I think that is what is most important to me, and what drives me most is that goal of ensuring that my students, every single one of my kids that walk into my room, that they know that they are safe, that they are welcomed, that it is a safe space, and that I am someone who is wholeheartedly in their corner, willing to bat for them, that believes in them, that cares for them, and will do no matter what it takes, whatever it takes, to make them feel better about themselves, know that they have high potential, and that I am going to do whatever I can to help them reach that. I fully know that this is easier said than done, but what I have learned in the last year is that textbooks and what I have read in them the past 4 years, they only get you so far. They help, but things happen in the field where you're going to feel like you're not prepared whatsoever. But quick thinking, the ability to adapt, the ability to have your students' best interest at heart when making those quick choices, and the knowledge that you have support from your peers, all that comes together, and that is what's giving me the confidence right now to say that I am so extremely excited to not only talk the talk right now, but in the years to come, in my future classroom with my future kids, try every day to walk the walk and actually put this into action. So with that said, I'm excited for my journey. I have a lot to learn, I know that, and with that, that is something I have common with all my kids. That we are going to learn together, we're going to make it through, and we're going to come out better. Thank you for watching, and I am excited for this journey. I hope you are as well.